And I think that is a good transition to kind of getting into our preferred England lineup. So I'll tell you mine because you sort of touched on.
I made two. So, but yeah, keep going.
So for the most balanced midfield that I'm looking for, and yeah, just for balance, no knock on the players that don't make it because there's a lot of really talented players that we have that Gareth Southgate just doesn't know how to use. And we are, unfortunately, and very fortunately, have a ton of really good players in some positions and then some positions that don't have as many. So I think starting DM, I don't think will be a surprise to anyone, especially since this is an Arsenal podcast, that I got Declan Rice as my holding midfielder.
Yeah. That's not... Take out bias. Like, Declan Rice is legitimately... I think after Rodri, I would put him as the best CDM in the world. You can make some arguments elsewhere, but he's definitely... Yeah.
I think Kimmich has like a say, and then I think maybe I can't really think of that many. I feel like Casemiro's kind of fallen off. Who's bosses right now? De Jong's pretty good.
He is good. I'm just saying, I'm not making a final statement. I'm just saying, I think Rodri's definitely the best. I think you have to give it to him. I think he's the best. But you take Rodri out of the equation, I definitely think Rice is in the conversation, every conversation of best CDMs in the world. So, yeah, he's got to be England's CDM. But, yeah, sorry, keep going.
And then in the number 8 role, also kind of surprised me that you'd spoken about him a few minutes ago, but I think it should be James Ward-Prowse that starts, honestly.
So good. He's so good.
I think he's been so good this season, and he's been begging to be on a better team, and he's really performed. And I think you have to reward that.
He's had so few England chances as well, and he consistently gets overlooked, and I think it's partially because of the teams that he plays for. He was the only good player at Southampton, and but now, like, being in West Ham, like, he's got 2 goals and 5 assists, and he's doing great. And free kicks. I mean,
if we're not going to have Trent on the field, like, I would prefer James Ward-Prowse, and even especially for shooting, but distribution as well. Like, I would put James Ward-Prowse on everything.
Totally. Any set piece, James Ward-Prowse, I would want behind that ball. So
yeah. And then number 10, to no surprise, the great Jude Bellingham.
Ahead of Foden.
Ahead of Foden, and that's because Bellingham right now is so on form. There's not a better number 10 that's playing right now. And obviously it's a long season and we'll see how it goes. But he's been insane. And pairing him up behind Harry Kane with his technical ability, but also his physical attributes and his decision making, also his leadership. He's 19 and he's, I would say, one of the most composed players that play for England or in the world right now, which is crazy. So yeah, I feel like we're gonna have some similarities. So let me know what yours is.
Okay, midfield. Do you want to do strikers first, or I'll do my, because I wrote down my full kind of forward formation, and then you can do your forwards after. So I did a more attacking focused one, and then a bit more defensive focused one. So the first one, wrote them down. Got my cute little whiteboard. So this is my first one. I don't know, can you see it?
I cannot read that.
Okay, whatever. So I've got so my attacking focus one, I have Rice, obviously. Sitting behind Maddison and Bellingham. And I think that would be, I think Maddison is phenomenal. So if kind of Rice was pushing up, so Maddison was playing kind of an 8, a forward focus one.
Okay.
Behind those two, I think would be a really strong pairing. A bit more of a defensively minded one, I would have Rice, Ward-Prowse, and Bellingham. So same one as you. Yeah, I think it would be such a shame to leave Maddison off the pitch with the form he has right now. So
I hear that. And I think James Maddison, like, I think as a team, we should try and make it work with James Maddison before we move to James Ward-Prowse. And it's unfortunate that he's injured right now because I would really like to see him in the starting 11 and more of like a just full England squad. Unfortunately, Bellingham's been out injured. James Maddison's been out injured. So it's been a little bit tricky to get, what we believe should be our starting 11. And then James Ward-Prowse doesn't even get the call-up. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how, like, even with all the injuries, how he's not getting a look in.
Like, how are you pulling up Conor Gallagher? And nothing against Conor Gallagher because he's had a great season so far. But James Ward-Prowse would fit the system way more. We know Conor Gallagher is not great in that 8 role. He's more of a 10. So
yeah, again, this is with the caveat that these are all phenomenal players. But who we're picking as the top people, I would take Maddison over any of those people that we named before that are currently playing in that midfield. So over definitely over Henderson, over Trent, and over Gallagher, Maddison is better than all three of them. So that's totally what I would have.